Hi, before we get into learning and practicing Cocula, let's talk a little bit about the notation that we have here. The first thing is identifying what clef we're reading, and we are reading treble clef or G clef. The second component is the key signature. We have three sharps, which indicates that we're performing this in A major. And the time signature is in 2/4, meaning 2 beats per measure. Quarter note gets a full beat. Near the second page or at the end of the first page, we switch over time signatures, if you haven't already noticed, to 3/4 time. So then we'll go to 3 beats per measure with the quarter note receiving 1 beat. And then after that, going back to 2/4. For safekeeping, let's go over the chords found in Cocula. The first one is D major or Re mayor. We'll try to utilize the same fingering as well. D major, Re mayor. Mi séptima, E7. A major, La mayor. And then on the second page, B minor, so bar the second fret. It looks a lot like an A minor shape, 2 frets up. A B7, which will play like this with your finger on the 6th string at least, and leave the A open if you can't press both of them. So this is B7 or C séptima. Okay. And so that's going to be a quick transition. You might want to practice B minor to B7. Just a few times, just to get that in your hands. Slowly. Good. And then the rest of the chords are going to be E major, which goes to E7. And then we're back to the roadmap for Cocula is as follows. You play the introduction, enter rehearsal A, at which point there's repeats with first and second endings. When you take the second ending, that leads us to the second page until we arrive at rehearsal C. That also has the first and second ending. The second ending of rehearsal C goes back to 2/4 time at the same tempo. Then we encounter a DS, repeat A, al coda. So go to A, rehearsal A. That's where our segno is, that squiggly S looking symbol. And we'll play through with first and second repeats as indicated. And then at the end of measure 59, we'll find our first coda. And that means we find the second coda and jump to it, which is at the bottom system, last system, measure 76 on a B7. The first part of this piece is arranged as a ranchera polqueada. And so a ranchera polqueada is in 2/4, and we're countering or reacting to the downbeats. So if we're counting the group of 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, we come in between, directly in the space in between 1 and 2, and then the repetition of that. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's really important that we strike through the strings, not dragging 1, 2. You don't want to drag the pick through the strings. You want a very clean and quick strum through all 6 strings all the time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The majority of the second page of this arrangement of Cocula is written as a son jalisciense. And so let's go over the rudiments of the son jalisciense. The first one we find on measure 48 is a group of 3 groups of 2 eighth notes beamed together. And we'll just play that down, up, down, up, down, up. One in time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Great. Now let's add the accent at every downbeat or every number of that measure. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, up, down, up. The second rudiment is 2 groups of 3 eighth notes being together, and those are played a little bit differently, even though the rhythm and timing is sort of the same as the first one. So it's down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Let's add the accent, and that's every second down strum. So 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So tied to that pattern that we just reviewed is what's found on measure 58. We're just omitting the first strum of the down, down, up pattern. So it's rest, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Rest, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3. Rest, down, up, down, up. It's a little syncopated. The next pattern is the first bar of the son caliciense pattern. Here it's written two different ways. At measure 59, it's written as down, up, down, up, down, up. So that's a redoble in between two down ups. Down, up, down, up. Okay, so symmetrical on both sides. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, up. Great. In measure 61, we'll encounter it with 1/4 note, so that's one downstroke, and then the rest of the measure stays the same. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Some of the more syncopated rhythms for the first section are going to be found in measures 23, 24, and 25. And so we'll actually go onto the downbeat and then break out of it by playing another 2 eighth notes in the third measure. So let's start counting and let's see what that's going to sound like. So it's like 1, 2, 1, tay, 2, tay, 1, tay, 2, tay, 1, tay, 2, tay, 1, 2, 1, tay, 2, tay. Okay, let's do it a little bit slower, a little bit easier. 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay. Okay, again a little bit faster. 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay. So if we add the chords now to that section, measures 23, 24, and 25, it'll sound like this. 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 2 tay, 1. Okay, one more time. Measure 23. 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay, 1 tay, 2 tay. Let's practice the jump from coda to coda. So imagine that we've already taken the DS and we're on the second page for the second time. Let's start at measure 57, which is an E7, and then at the end of 59, I'll jump down to the bottom system, which has just one B7 there. So let's see what that'll sound like. Let's do it slowly. That's an E7 on 57. 1, 2, 3. 1. Bottom of the page. Traen pantalones. Melodies. Armonías. The remainder of this video is my performance of this arrangement of Cocula, so feel free to read along with your music. If you find that the tempo is too fast because it is recorded at tempo, click on the Volk at the bottom of the video. You'll encounter a pop-up menu, and one of the items is playback speed. So go ahead and click on that, and you can alter the speed of the video without altering the pitch. This is Cocula de Capo. 1, 2, 1, bum, ba, bum. on behalf of the Tucson International Mariachi Conference, it's been my pleasure and honor to serve as your virtual guitar instructor.